Yes. So who was fighting?
Bilal Muhammad and Leon Edwards.
And who just won?
It's going right now.
20 seconds.
Oh yeah, there was a 20-second knockout just now. Yeah.
Welcome. All right. Welcome to the Harvard Lit podcast. My name is Anthony Martinez. I will be your host, and this is my co-host Brandon Van Slyke. How are you doing tonight?
Very good.
You're
Very
chilling.
Nice to be here.
Doing good.
Big chilling,
feeling
yes.
good. This is our first
great.
episode. This is our first episode, and we have a really special guest tonight. I can't wait to introduce her. She is so wonderful. She's beautiful. She's a model. She's ambitious. She has drive. She's learned how to monetize her social media. Okay. I learned about this girl like maybe about a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago. I was on my suggestions and I was going through and like just like clicking like, you know, like this person, like that person, right? And then all of a sudden I saw this girl and she had a motorcycle and I clicked on her page. Next thing you know, I'm seeing this whole story about this person that's just badass, like literally badass to the core.
Way harder than you, like in every way.
And what I wanted to do was introduce her tonight. Her name is Brittany Wynn. She's a model, influencer. She's killing it on Instagram. Introducing Brittany motherfucking Wynn. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing fantastic. Oh my gosh. And I feel so flattered to be like the very first guest that you guys have.
We're lucky. Yeah, we're real lucky.
Touched.
We were out. I was out here putting feelers out, and then out of everybody who could have said yes, you showed us some love, and we really appreciate that. And we've got some really, we want to ask you all kinds of questions. We were really curious about
give you all kinds of answers.
So first thing first, can you tell us a little bit about you and your profession? What do you do? Who is Brittany Wynn?
That's a little bit like complicated to explain, but you know, I say I'm an influencer in the motorcycle community, which just means like a person with influence, you know, and so I generalize that as in I do advertisements for different motorcycle companies. I'll do reviews on motorcycle parts. I'll make videos. I have different sponsorships like ABS Fairings. They made one of my bikes. I don't know if you've seen, you probably have, is Tiffany Blue. And they helped me create those and as part of my sponsorship. And then they actually just renewed my sponsorship. So I'm working with them to create fairings for my stunt bike. And they're going to be baby pink. And it's going to look so nice because I want it to be an overly girly bike. Like, so you know it's a girl wheeling next to you, you know. And then my Grom, I just got sponsored a new graphic kit on it that's kind of like zebra and reflective. So then once I have my stunt bike done, all three of my bikes will be custom and it'll just be a dream come true. You know what I mean?
So what's a stud bike?
A stunt bike is it's a bike that's a little bit different. So both my bikes, like I have a stock 636 and a stunt 636. So my stock 636 is completely stock, you know, everything on it. And that's Tiffany Blue. And I daily that bike. And then my stunt 636, the tank is bashed in. And it doesn't look bashed in, but you know, I use the word bashed in. So you can sit on it when you do stunts. The sprocket is a 60-tooth sprocket versus like a regular, you know, stock sprocket is 42. And there's just so many different mods on it, you know, to make it a stunt bike where it's not very street legal.
So hold on. So you're a stunt cyclist. So you do stunts on these bikes?
Yes. Well, I'm trying to learn. If you look through, I just uploaded a video. My knees have just finished healing. It's a video of a bike, a blue bike in the air. So I was on a wheelie machine, and a wheelie machine, my friend Patrick, he does classes and he taught me how to wheelie. And it's basically like training wheels on a bike to where the bike isn't going to fall side to side. And if you go back, it's not going to loop backwards at all. So, you know, technically you're not going to go down. And
is that,
anyways,
that would be, is that
what?
Is that like when you see people like doing wheelies on the streets and they're like really like hitting the ground? Is that what they're doing? Is that how they don't fall?
No, not at all. Not at all. They're very skillful. This is me just trying to learn. And so this is giving me the capability to learn the technique without falling and hurting myself. So basically I popped it up and I just went way too fast and I wasn't on the brake. And then it flung me back onto the back of the wheelie machine. And like I hit my head hard, but then I realized like I needed to stop the bike because it was going to continue going. So I tried to run to get to the key, but then I tripped and the bar on the wheelie machine locked over like the back of my leg. And so my knees were and the bike kept going and my knees were just getting ground against the pavement the entire time. And I was just waiting for one of my friends to run up and like turn off the bike to like stop it and save me. I thought my fucking leg was going to get like.
Oh, I saw that video.
Yeah, I don't know if you can pull it up or anything, but
yeah, I did see that video. I hope Gina can pull that up, but I'm not sure where it's at. Is it one of the first videos on your Instagram page or where is it at?
It's like
because you can see them you can see yourself like kind of panicking and you're like kind of like
yeah, you can hear it in me. It's 3, 6, 9, 12, 15.
How long have you been how long have you been doing this?
How long have I been stunning or how long have I been riding?
First let's go riding and then let's go stunting.
So I've been riding for 5, almost 6 years, and I've been stunning ever since the beginning of last year, but it's always what I've wanted to do. But when I started riding, like I never knew anybody that knew how to ride. Like none of my family, none of my friends, none of my boyfriends even like rode motorcycles. But I had always had an interest in them, you know, and I knew it was far past like, oh, they just look cool. You know, I wanted to ride. And so finally I was going through a really bad breakup at the time. And my ex-boyfriend was a professional paintball player and a DJ. So I would follow him all around the world going to his DJ sets and his paintball tournaments, and which was perfectly fine. But then when we started breaking up, I realized I didn't have any passions of my own. My passion was just supporting other people's passions. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to find what I like and I'm good at. So I went to the M endorsement class, you know, where you get the M for motorcycle on your license, and they teach you how to ride a bike in 2 days, and they provide a bike for you. And you need it anyways for like insurance and stuff if you like really want to take bikes seriously. And that same day, I bought my very first bike, which was a 2016 R3. And I was like, I really hope I like this because this is going to be really expensive if I don't.
So when was this? Like, this is your first bike that you bought?
It was a 2016 R3.
And how long ago was that?
That was 5, almost 6 years ago.
That was your first bike. That was your first like experience with riding.
Yes.
And
and it was right off the carpet, no miles, nothing. I mean, in hindsight, I really wish I knew more about bikes and I would have bought like a cheap bike, you know, not a brand new one that was $6,100, because I went back to that same dealership and sold it back to them within 6 months because I wanted to level up to a 600. And I had different mods on it. I had a new exhaust. I put LEDs on it, just all these different mods on it. And they gave me $2,000 less than I paid for it. And so I just was like, man,
that's not bad. $2,000 less than what you paid for it. That's not bad. How long did you have it for?
6 months.
Oh yeah, never mind. $2,000.
Yeah, so I never knew
right
that like if you got a 300, you're gonna want to go to a 600 really fast, you know, because like I didn't know anyone that rode. This is all me just figuring it out on my own.
All right, so Gina does have the video ready. Let's go ahead and try to take a look at this video. See, this is when you did the wheelie a couple weeks ago. How long ago was this?
This was actually 4 weeks ago. My knees just healed up this week.
All right, so let's see if Gina can pull that up here.
Yes, that's the one. So then,
oh my gosh!
went back and I was like, instantly, like, I gotta get to it. So I tripped right
Holy,
there.
what are you doing?
So I tripped in the bars over my legs, and I was trying to get to the key, and so now I'm just pawing at the ground, waiting.
How are your hands? Like, so is there like a bar where your hands are? Are you like hitting a bar while you're like?
Yeah. It was the cage, but then if you look, that bar, he just lifted up. That's what was over my legs, and he was just like, "Fuck!" And I was like, "I'm okay, guys."
Look at your knees. That ripped through your pants.
Oh yeah. No, they were ripped jeans already, so my knees were already exposed. If she can swipe right on it, you can actually see my knees. Yeah, that was right after. And we didn't have anything, so I had like Walmart, or not Walmart. I had McDonald's napkins and electrical tape to get myself up.
That's pretty badass.
Now I have a kit to take with me.
Electrical tape and McDonald's napkins.
And
that's hard. That's hardcore.
That's an injury that'll take me right out of that game.
I'm surprised I didn't lose my leg.
How do you? So okay. So that's not your first accident.
No, but I wouldn't call it an accident, you know. And throughout like learning how to stunt, you're gonna go down plenty of times to like learn. Like that's the thing I think people don't understand about stunt riding is that's normal. I mean, me getting like doing that was kind of stupid on my part, but like going down is so normal because you're gonna go down 100 times before you get that really good time. You have to know like how it feels to go down and get good at it, you know, and get good at bailing. So, you know, to perfect it, you see all these people like doing really awesome wheelies and like killing it on the streets, but you don't see all the times they went down trying to get there.
Yeah. So when you get into like an accident or something, like we were talking to, this isn't your first little stumble, and you've actually had some serious stumbles.
Yes. Not stunt riding wrecks. That would be a real wreck.
Right. So, Brendan, you had some questions about that, right?
Oh yeah. These pictures I noticed on your Instagram, these look rough.
Yes.
These look rough, but this one, the last one you posted.
Yeah. So this wreck was, I think, 4 years ago, like, you know, a week ago or something. And it was actually on my little sister's birthday. So I always joke with her, I almost ruined her birthday for the rest of her life, you know, if I would have died.
Yeah.
So what happened? So you're saying, how long ago did that accident happen? We know about 2 accidents that you recently that you've had. There was one that was earlier, and then there's one that's more recent.
So that one though, my worst one was at 70 miles per hour, and it was 11 p.m. at night, and I was leaving work. I was bartending, and I was on I-35 in Dallas, and it was dark, and this car just randomly slammed on their brakes, and the speed limit is 70, so I was going the speed limit. They just randomly slammed on their brakes, and I just ass-packed into them, flew over them, was rolling across the pavement, and I remember it all, too, and I remember seeing my shield break off my helmet, and I didn't have any control over my body, so I was just thinking I was never going to stop rolling, or, you know, that like center median thing. I thought like my body was going to slam against it and it was going to kill me, or someone was going to run over me and not see me because it was dark. There was just so many things running through my mind, but then I eventually just stopped rolling, and a couple people stopped, you know, to help me, and, you know, an ambulance came and everything. And the worst part about it, though, was all my road rash, because I was wearing a leather jacket, but like I told you, I never knew anyone that rode. So I was figuring everything out on my own, and I didn't know that, like, gear was supposed to fit you really snug, like kind of tight. So I bought this leather jacket, kind of like a normal hoodie, you know, with like a little bit of room. And that was my problem, because it had lifted up. And that's why I had gotten like road rash all up my back and like sides.
At 70 miles an hour.
Yeah. But you can see on my shoulder, it was like, yeah. And I don't have a scar from it today, except on my ankle a little bit. but I don't have a scar at all, because I just took religious care of it because I model for a living, and I cried so much because I was like, I ruined my body for the rest of my life. Like, this is my job. Like, what am I going to do? So I just tried every single day to take care of it as much as I could, like while it was healing and even after. And now to
That
this day,
foot,
like,
what'd you do about that foot? What happened to your foot there?
my shoes came off in the wreck. Yeah, my shoes came off.
Did you have any broken bones or anything?
I broke my tibia, and that was it. Surprisingly.
Where's the tibia at?
On your calf, like the smaller bone behind it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It
So,
wasn't. And then
so
that
you
was a month after. That was a month after.
that about right there where that photo is right there.
Mm-hmm.
That's a month in.
And you say you got no scarring from this?
Well, because like I did get scarring, but now to this day I don't have any scarring from it because like
Wow.
my I like did so many different scar treatments on it, you know, like myself. And then wait, if you go back, the my jacket, you can tell like it's leather, and in the shoulder it had a shoulder pad. It broke underneath too. So I know even though I got road rash up my sides and back, if I wasn't wearing that, I would have lost my arms, you know? So silver linings. But, and, you know, I learned to buy gear that fits me really snug. And it just goes to show improper fitting gear can be just as bad as not wearing any at all.
That's good info for the listeners right there.
Yeah, that's really good info. So
Buy
you
some
have
tight gear.
there's two things that I think the listeners can take from this is snug fitting clothes of riding gear, and it
Yes.
has to be leather, right?
Yes,
Like
yes,
actual real leather.
yes.
And then when you healed, what kind of routine were you doing on your skin?
So-
Like, how did you get that to happen?
Well, whenever it was healing, you know, I had to change the bandages every single day. And I didn't use Neosporin. I used Aquaphor, which is, you know, a lot better. And then once the scabs finally healed up, which took forever, you know, you have to change them out every single day and clean them. But I used Mederma during the day, and it's a scar cream, and I used it 3 times a day. And then there's Mederma PM, which works while you sleep, and then I put that on before bedtime too. So I was putting scar treatments on every single one for like 4 times a day, and it got a little, you know, expensive. But I mean, obviously, it was really worth it.
Right. I want to get into your into modeling here in a second, but I really have a really curious question about how do you get back on a bike after that?
You know, it took a lot, like mentally, you know, and it just, so insurance, because my bike and my body had fucked up their car so much, they couldn't determine if the taillights were working prior to the accident, so they made it my fault with insurance. So that was extra shitty, you know.
What?
Yeah, it was.
So what they hit you with? Did you have fines and fees and all that stuff?
I mean, insurance took care of it all, but it's on my insurance record that a motorcycle accident collision with a car was my fault, which is pretty
Oh
bad.
my gosh.
Yeah, so it's really expensive for insurance now, you know. It's really hard. But, you know, getting back on the bike, 3 months later, I bought my 636 that I have now that is Tiffany blue, because honestly, like, it was a little bit hard. I did get, you know, like PTSD riding and stuff, taking it slow. But honestly, I think more than anything, I just wanted to get back on the bike and ride. Like, during the time I was healing too, I couldn't even look at my Instagram or my Facebook because all my friends were riding, and I couldn't see it because I was so brokenhearted that 1, my bike was gone, 2, I needed to get another, and 3, I didn't know when I would be able to ride again or if I could, you know. But I'm really glad I did. And through it all, I'm, you know, 2 wheels. I've learned I really found a place in the world that felt like mine and felt like I belonged.
Right. So now, like, getting back into modeling, talking about modeling.
Yes.
You are on your Instagram. It says a fashion model.
Yes.
And so was it bikes first or modeling first?
It was actually bikes first. Bikes. I would model with bikes, and then I would model like bike clothing companies, and then just anything bike related, like promos and stuff. I'd get paid to model for them, and then that ended up me meeting the right people, and now I am modeling for fashion modeling and different clothing companies and whatnot. So it's opened so many more different doors for me. So I laugh so hard because I model and I ride bikes and I stunt ride and I love it. Bikes are what I live and breathe. But I get so many comments from dudes like, oh, she just buys a bike to take pictures with it, or, she doesn't even ride. And, I'm just like, why would somebody ever just buy a bike to take pictures with it? You know what I mean? Like,
They see them pictures we just saw.
Yeah, people don't think that being an attractive female and riding a bike can coincide in the same person. You know what I mean? They're like, you have to be a butch if you want to ride. And it's like, no, like, it's fucking 2021. Like, you need to be updated. Like, girls stunt too. Like, girls ride too, and we're coming up.
Yeah. So when talking about that, I was curious about so when you have you been able to date anyone who's also a writer? Is that
Yes,
something?
I actually have. And I dated a guy. I dated two guys that rode. One guy was a track rider. He was the first guy after I started riding that I dated. I dated him for 2 years, lived with him, whatever. And then after that, I dated a stunt rider, and I dated him for 2 years. And the reason I met him is because I bought my stunt bike from him. And, I've always wanted to get into stunning, but really only last year I started to. And then I started dating Hunter Honda, which I found the most common things with him. He's also an influencer in the motorcycle community. But he's a moto vlogger. He's actually bigger than me. He has over 500,000 subscribers on YouTube, and,
Wow.
he has like 90-something thousand followers on Instagram from that. And he has his own like fan page where you can buy merch and stuff. So he teaches me a lot too. And look, I'm choking.
You just came back from a shoot, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Oh my gosh. And it took forever. But what I was saying is, we can really like play off each other and help each other when it comes to content, because I feel like I've tried to date people not in the motorcycle community. Like, I've tried to do Tinder and all, because I was like, I don't want to date a biker. I wanted to see how it goes. I wanted to date somebody who had passions different from mine and that could show me different things. But I just found out that I can't do that. I need somebody that, understands my passions too. And I don't have to ask like, hey, can you take this picture for me really quick for Instagram? You know what I mean? Like, you have to have someone with a common mindset. And I really feel like Hunter Honda does. So I'm really fortunate, that I met him.
So is that your current situation?
Yes, he's my boyfriend. He lives in Austin and I live in Dallas, and he is 3.5 hours away from me. So we actually met because I messaged him on Instagram, and because I wanted to start motovlogging, and I Googled Texas motovloggers. And so I messaged like 4 or 5 different people, and he was one of them. And I was like, hey, I've been wanting to get into motovlogging. Do you think we could collab sometime? And I thought he was in Dallas, and he was like, yeah, but I'm in Austin, blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh, okay. And, and then we just started talking after that, just chit-chatting. And one day he was like, I'll just come to Dallas to see you and we can collab. And I was like, okay. And so he just came down one day, and we've been dating for a year now.
So he came down and swept you off your feet, huh?
Right? We didn't collab at all.
Ain't that funny how like-minded people will find each other in that way?
It really is. It really is. Like, you gravitate towards each other.
Yeah. So, how long have you been actually modeling? Like, you have sponsors. I'm really curious about like how you were able to go from riding bikes to getting your Instagram following so high, and now that you're monetizing. I I think that's probably one of the most interesting things and probably one of the most beneficial things to the listeners and people that females and men who are trying to be influencers. How can you monetize? How do you build a business being an influencer? How do you go from 0 to hero?
Well, I feel like most people, so I started it I started my Instagram fresh, no pictures at all. Just starting me writing. And I just started it because I love photography and modeling. I had always done a little modeling, but nothing really serious. So I just combined my love of motorcycles and modeling and put it on my Instagram. And then my Instagram just started blowing up and blowing up. It wasn't ever just an overnight thing. It was always just over the past 5 years, I've somehow accumulated, over 100,000 followers. But, so I think people want to see genuine, because what I post, I've never was out there like, I want to be sponsored. I want to get free stuff. I want this or that. It was just like, I want to post what I love. And that's what people like to see, and that's the advice I have for anyone is just, find what you love. If you really love motorcycles, if you really love something else, just post about it and the people will follow. There's no secret code to it. There's no secret hashtags, no secret tags, there's no Instagram algorithms you have to figure out. Like, just post something genuine, and that's what people want to see, and they'll follow. If you have something worth following, then people will come. You just make sure that you have high quality content. You always are on top of your content too, and engaging with people. People want to not only see you, but feel like they can talk to you and be part of your life too.
That's be you.
Yeah.
So you're doing a lot of traveling, I would guess, with this all the motorcycling.
Mm-hmm.
You have a favorite city that you've been to?
I'm actually going to, I think it's Atlanta with Hunter Honda to, I don't know if you know Ride Clutch. They do a lot of motorcycle giveaways and stuff, and like really nice ones. And so me and him are getting flown out to Arizona, I think. I don't remember. It starts with an A. To ride the new 2021 Fireblade and help them film their promotion for it or whatever. So I'm excited to do that. That'll be my first time to like travel out of state doing it.
Oh, gotcha.
But whenever I travel to LA, I know Michelle and Kirati and all of them. So we always collab when I'm out there and stuff, but it's not like I'm paid to go out there.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I wish I could travel that way.
Yeah, I love traveling.
Yeah.
Love getting out there.
Yeah, I went for my birthday, September 3rd, so like 5 months ago. And Michelle let me borrow her R6 on my birthday, and I got to ride up and down the PCH, Highway 1, the one that's all down the California coast. Oh my God. It was the most amazing, literally, ride of my life. And then this other guy, it's so crazy. If I just post on my story, hey, I'm traveling to X place, does anyone want to loan me their bike? And in return, I'll have photos for you, professional photos of me on your bike. And I have so many people give me their bikes. And they're not like shitty, clapped out R6s. These are like S1000s, Ducatis, like things like that. And they literally just hand me the keys and let me go off with it. And
so if you had a dream bike, what would be your dream bike?
Everyone's always asked me that. And I honestly would say my 636, my Tiffany Blue 636 is my dream bike, because my dream bike is a bike that I have built from the bottom up. And so it's not that I built it, but I've wrecked it in so many different ways that I've had to replace every single thing. I designed the fairings myself by my sponsor. And then not only that, I installed the fairings all by myself too. So it's a bike designed by me and put together by me. And so if my heart could be ripped out of my chest and thrown on 2 wheels, that's what it would look like. And I can't wait to show you guys my stunt bike. Like, it's going to be amazing.
Now, I've got some friends that do the same thing, really, but I know how much them parts cost. So would you be willing to tell us how much you put into that bike? Or?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, before I got bigger, because now that I'm bigger, I actually have a lot of sponsors that send me parts and stuff. Like Rue Rock, they are the biggest new helmet brand. They sponsor me and send me helmets all the time. The fairings, those cost $1,100, $1,200, you know, and I got those custom made for me as part of my sponsorship. Insta360, the cameras that do the 360-degree cameras, they sponsored me and sent me a camera. So you know what I mean? It's like things like that that I'll get helped out. Like I just got an exhaust too sponsored to me by Cobra Exhaust for my my stunt bike. But my stock 636, before I got all this, oh my gosh, I have to say I've spent in my own money. It cost me like $5,000, but I've spent well over $5,000 more dollars, you know, like
Yeah, that ain't too bad. I've heard of my friends, man, the receipts they be coming back with. I'm like, I'm good with my Schwinn, you know.
I have friends. One of my friends is a mechanic and has his own shop, and he'll always let me just buy the parts and then he'll install them himself. And he never rips me off either. You know, he explains what he does and he helps me, and he's actually helped me do a handbrake install video on my Grom that I got sponsored. They just wanted a video of me installing it, so he helped me out with that and everything. So it was pretty cool. I like doing it. I really like promoting and advertising and marketing. And the best thing is I didn't realize that was a really good trait, like with marketing, because I just got an actual job because of it. And this is like the 4th week at it. I'm a social media marketing director for a few different companies. And so I handle all their marketing and stuff. And so since that's not like a 40-hour-a-week job, they hired me full-time salary with benefits and health insurance and everything, which was so big for me. But I work in a medical office under like an anesthesiologist and some physicians. And so I get to learn all of that too, to add to my resume and do different things. And then one of the other ones is a real estate company, and I'm going to learn how to sell houses too. So I'm getting so many different doors open for me. That Instagram is so crazy how, you know, connected it makes you. Just like what I was saying about, I just post once and I get all these offers to borrow people's bikes, you know, and meet people and ride with them that you wouldn't have before.
So typically when you get a client like the anesthesia, what was it? Anesthesiology?
Anesthesiologist.
Okay. And then what's the other one?
The physicians.
Okay. So like when you get those sponsors, and then when you get the bike sponsors, when you get these different people that are willing to pay you or willing to get involved with your brand, essentially, like what do you, when you take that step forward, are they contacting you, or is it typically you reaching out to them?
No, it's always contacting me. There's only been one time actually that I've reached out to the company, and that was ABS Fairings, which they provided me with the fairings. And but other than that, they've always contacted me. But I've actually wanted to try and contact more companies now, like reaching out to them. But it's just I have so many just different sponsorships and brand ambassador like parts right now that it's already a little overwhelming, that I'm trying to get them under control before I add more. But it's so awesome that I can get and I just picked up One Finger. They make clutch levers and grips, and they just sent me some for all 3 of my bikes. So, you know, it's like things like that, you know, I don't have to pay for it, and I'll just get sponsored for me.
All right. So, and your Instagram is at Brittany Wynn. Okay, you can see it below. You guys go ahead and add her right now. Give her some love, show her some support. You know, she's been doing some amazing things. Brendan, you had some other questions.
I got one. I know there is.
Side note, you want to know something funny? My Instagram name used to be Brittany Wynn with 3 N's, and I hated it, you know. because like no one can ever find it. I always have to be like, it's Brittany Wynn with 3 N's, you know. But then the Brittany Wynn with 2 N's messaged me one day, and she was like, hey, so I'm a mom with 2 kids, and my account's on private, and obviously I'm not a hot biker chick, but I'm always getting tagged in your photos, and people are always trying to follow me, and I'm just trying to protect my kids. So do you want to switch usernames? So I got to have the username with 2 N's that I always.
Wow, that is amazing. That
awesome.
is really cool, because like branding is super important, especially in your line of work. You know, like, and what we do. That was one of the biggest things when we were trying to figure out what the name of the podcast was going to be. Like, and that's important. So like Brittany Wynn across the board, having the same exact, the way that you like to spell it.
Yes.
And, you know, your real name and the
I think it's cool to have
you want to represent.
Because whenever you refer to people nowadays, you always refer to them as their Instagram name. You're like, oh, you know, Mad Life Stunt or something like that. And they're like, was that Julian? But now it's just like, oh, you know, Brittany Wynn, like that's my Instagram and my name. So I feel like that's a really good branding tool. And the fact that I'm always trying to wear crop tops, like whether it's hoodies or shirts or anything, so people know me as like the crop top girl biker. Like, you know what I mean? Like different branding things like that.
Yeah, and you know, like taking that step to bring sexy and badass together. You have really mastered that, and we love you for it. I guarantee everybody does. You know, so as far as people in your DMs, what's that like?
Oh my God, it's crazy. So, you know, they have the requests or whatever, you know, message requests that you have to approve. And if you don't approve them, they can't see that you read them or anything. But I'll have people literally just talking to themselves in my inbox, like replying to every single like thing. And I'm just like, in my mind, I'm like, how do you not? Like, how do you keep doing it year after year after year? And, you know,
these guys are hollering at you for years, talking to themselves for years.
But I'm actually about to create my own website, BrittanyWynn.com, and where people can buy. I sell like posters of me signed for $50, and I want to create my own hoodies that say like Bike Life, you know, and I don't know, just all these different types of things where you can buy my merch and apparel, and you can see more on my life and stunning and motorcycles and all that. And since I just hit 100,000, that's what I've been working on to create because of that. Because I felt like if I ever hit 100,000, I would want to take it more seriously. And now I'm here, so I'm trying to.
Yeah, and you're at 103,000.
Yes, I'm at 103.7.
Wow.
Yes.
So how long did it take to so when you started out like 5 or 6 years ago, you got your first bike?
5.5. Let's say 5.5.
5.5. How many followers did you have?
I had like 6,000.
So you were already doing all right.
Personal life before that.
Yeah. So what were you doing then? Were you like a club promoter, or like were you doing?
Well, no. I was a bartender at strip clubs for 4 years. So I was always uploading pictures of me in like lingerie and, you know, kind of stuff like that. And I would always have my customers, you know, follow me. So, you know, I had less than 10,000 followers, but I deleted every single thing on there, you know. And then I was like, I'm just going to make it all about motorcycles and my passions. And then it just blew up and people liked it. And I really think it's because people want to see genuine, you know, because I wasn't out here trying to get anything. I wasn't out here trying to get free helmets, free nothing. You know, I was just out here trying to show like females can ride and females are a force to be reckoned with. We're not just taking pictures with bikes. Like we like them too. In this male dominated sport, you know, we can be better than you.
Man, you were out here taking some real chances. Like for real on that bike. That ain't no lie. What's the fastest you ever been on a bike? Like yourself, you driving
on my own. It's been on my stock 636. I've topped it out plenty of times, countless times. And the speedometer, it'll read 171, but the speedometer reads a little faster than it's actually going. So I'm saying probably it was like at 160. but I've never topped out
On a
someone
highway? Where'd you hit that
Wait,
speed? Where are
whoa,
you at?
160?
Where are you doing that at?
on all these roads that are just
Like,
all
on these
Dallas,
roads.
Texas
She's over here
roads.
just like down the country road, just whipping.
Yeah, and so I got to a point at one time that I would just top out my bike every single time, at least once every single time I rode it, and I was getting bad with that. So I had the decision. I was like, do I want to buy a bike and track it out completely and then do track days, or do I want to invest in stunt riding? And I've always wanted to stunt ride. So I was like, you know what, stunt riding, because track, you have to pay every single time you want to do a track day. It's just so much money just to do it, just to go ride on a fucking track. And you don't ever just keep it at track.
How much does that cost?
You need to like $300 just for the track
In
day.
a day?
Yeah, just for the track day, and then you have to go to classes after every session. Like it's not
You
fun.
have to pay for the classes too?
Well, no, the classes come along with it. Like they teach
okay.
you, like you can't just go on your own. They have to teach you while and watch your form and things like that or whatever, and show you like proper etiquette. But it's just like, and then it's just like with my stunt bikes, I can go out to a parking lot and just hit it all day long and do it, and I like that way better. You never keep track riding at the track. You take it to the streets, and that's how people get killed,
What trick are you really trying to learn right now? What's your like?
I'm just trying, honestly, with my wheelies. Like I can get my wheelies. So it's called 12 o'clock. So 12 o'clock is where when you get the wheelie up, and when you get the wheelie up, there it becomes like where it's like weightless, and it just balances. Like you don't have to do anything. Like it just balances.
How do you not fall over? I remember riding a wheelie when I was a kid, and every time I popped that thing, I would either go way too far or I would not go high enough.
It's a lot between throttle and brake. Like you have to be on both of them at the same time and just figure out where you need to hit it. But I'm just focusing right now on trying to keep them up as long as I can. So that's where I'm at.
How long are you usually staying up? Like, are you going like 12 foot, or like you going like 30 feet, or like?
No, I'm just a few seconds at like 15 miles per hour because I'm on my Grom, so I'm just going slow.
What's a Grom? I saw that you have that like sponsorship, I think, with Grom.
No. It's I have the sponsorship with that's my Grom, but now it's like a zebra reflective color, and I got that sponsored by Volta Supply, and they do like graphics for all supermotos and mini bikes and stuff, and they look so badass. I don't know if you can find the pictures on there, but it's seriously like my favorite, and it's reflective, so at night like lights will just reflect off it and you can see me better because it's already like a small bike.
So do you need a small bike to do those stunts? Is that like a regular thing? Like when
No, you don't need one. But I like to learn. Yeah, that's it. I like to learn on it first before I'm going up to my stunt bike. Like I practice on my stunt.
How many bikes do you have?
3.
Oh, that's so the turquoise one's my favorite. I'll be honest with you. I really like that Ninja, man.
It's so much more forgiving than my big stunt bike if I go down, like where you saw with my knees and stuff. So I'm just perfecting it on there. Plus it's more fun, it goes like 50, 60 miles per hour max. Like it's a mini bike, it's a small fun bike. I've gone down on it so many times, like you can't really get hurt too much. You pick it up easy. Whereas my stunt bike, like I can really.
This girl is a badass.
You're built a little different than us.
I'm serious.
We go down one time. It's chops. Okay,
I don't know how I
get
could.
In the vehicle.
Like I remember we're riding my bike when I was a kid. Like you don't really bust your. You know what I used to do? When you were a kid, did you ever like get a hill and like try to jump it?
Like on a bicycle?
Yeah.
You want to know something embarrassing? I tried to ride a bicycle like 3 weeks ago and I couldn't fucking do it. Like, I don't know why, but I wasn't getting like the momentum and stuff with my feet. And I was like,
it's not embarrassing.
Bicycle.
I'm right there with you. I feel you.
Thank you.
Brendan could never ride a bike, first of all.
It's physical activity with me. It's something weird.
Like,
I go to work. It doesn't work.
So hold on. So you were trying to ride a bike and you couldn't ride the bike?
No, I couldn't keep it up straight, and like I just kept like trying to like I don't know. It was bad. It was bad.
Is it easier to balance on a motorbike than You think it's easier to balance on the like motorcycle than the
1,000%. Anybody
Wow.
can just hop on and take off on it like it's mine.
I would not have guessed that.
So do you have some like photo shoots coming up? Like do you have some like anything planned like in the near future?
So like usually I have 2 to 3 photo shoots a week, but they get scheduled like really like quick. It's just a lot right now because I just got this new job, the social media, marketing director. It's a full-time 9 to 5 job, Monday through Friday. And so I'm having to book these photo shoots after it, and I'm barely finding time for anything myself. It's a lot right now, but I'm not always getting off at 5. I've noticed, like, I say 9 to 5 because I get paid 9 to 5, but I'm usually getting out of work at like 2 or 3. But still, like, it's a lot to like add on that job and then try to go model and look pretty after you've had a whole day at work.
Yeah.
Right. So not only are you working, but you're also, so you have like almost like the 9 to 5 gig, but you're also doing the photo shoots
too. I'm so proud of it.
Yeah, I bet you are, because when you do that, it pushes you that routine allows you to, the routine is really what allows you to get in tune with your focus.
That's the biggest thing, and nobody realizes that, is because I lost my bartending job last March due to COVID, and so I had to force myself to do modeling full time, which I had never done before because I live alone, and I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. So then I started modeling full time, and so basically I got to do whatever the fuck I wanted, whenever I wanted. Wake up when you want, go to sleep when you want, all day. People would be like, what are you going to do? And I'd be like, I don't fucking know. You know what I mean? And it sounds awesome to just get to do whatever you want to do, but it's terrible. I needed a structure. I needed a schedule. And now that I have this, I feel so much better with my life, so much more fulfilled, so much more like I have routine.
I can completely agree. I completely understand with that. I can relate to that. It's there's something about that, like we can, but so we're getting to this 51-minute mark right now, and we've been on for almost an hour.
51 minutes.
Yes.
Oh
yes,
God,
girl.
so easy.
That's you.
Oh, I'm choking again. I do that all the time. Sorry, this is normal.
Yeah, you did that. Yeah, you have been about it, girl. You have got something going on. You are doing your thuggy right now, and we are proud of you.
Like, I'm so glad that you guys were so patient with me, and you wanted me to be on here with you, for your first time, like, doing this and stuff. Like, I think
Thank
you.
Yeah. Thank you. What are you talking about? Thanking us? Thank you. What do you mean?
You're going to blow the fuck up. I'm going to post this. I'm going to tell people, go to you. You need to fix up your Instagram page. Let me just tell you that.
We're about to do all the trimmings. We're about to do the whole thing with the trimmings.
The old 3 pictures, just delete them and start new.
Exactly.
Hey, before we lose you, I know there's a 128-pound beast somewhere around. Is there any way we can get him on the camera?
Yes.
Let's get him.
Oh, we got some pictures. There he is. Look at him.
Who is that?
That
Tell us about this guy.
Dr. Apollo.
Apollo?
He's got his own Instagram page, right?
Apollo. His Dr. Apollo.
Dr. Apollo.
I believe he does have his own Instagram, right?
And Apollo is the Greek god of healing.
Oh, wow. So you got a little bit of some mythology in there.
Look how happy he was.
He does. Look at him. He was just you know what? He loves he is chilling right now. Look at him.
He's 128 pounds.
He's huge.
That's a beast.
What kind of dog is he?
Half pit bull, half American bulldog. Watch, I bet he'll stay. Watch.
Look at that.
Wait,
Oh. He's like, man, you let go of me. I'm dipping. I'm hungry. I got something to do right now. I got to check my Instagram.
He was sitting next to me this whole time, though. He's so clingy. Like, I go to the bathroom, he's at my feet, like anything,
He's just around you all the time, huh?
Yes. Oh my gosh, look at his little foot. Like
Look at it.
it's so cute to me about him.
Well, Brittany, we're so happy to have you. And Brittany's Instagram is Brittany Win. Okay.
Yeah.
Brittany, that's BRITTANYWINN. All right.
Yeah, we'll throw out.
This is
Apollo.
Dr. Apollo.
Dr.
Oh,
Apollo has his own.
Dr. Apollo also has his own Instagram. What was that?
It's spelled out Dr. Apollo.
Doctor. It's Dr. Apollo. Please.
MD.
Please make it a Dr. Apollo.
He
Make
likes
sure.
I can tell. He doesn't really like guys either. He gets really protective over me.
Well,
Like,
he seems like he's pretty chill right now, so he must like
I don't
us.
think I'd mess with
Yeah,
him.
he likes you guys.
128 pounds.
So we really appreciate you. I hope that your photo shoot went well today, and thank you for having us, and thank you for being a guest. And we wish you the best of luck. Thank you for doing this. I mean, really, it's a pleasure. It's our first episode, and we can't thank you enough.
This is a really cute picture of me and Apollo. Can you screenshot it?
Oh yeah. There's gonna be
Screenshot on
screenshots of this. We're gonna screenshots of
There
that.
we go.
And we
Just to know he was included.
yeah, he's on there. All right. So this is the Harvard Lit podcast. I had a look.
Harvard Liddy in the city.
What was that?
Harvard Liddy in the city.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Harvard Liddy in the
Liddy
city.
in the city.
There we go.
And Brittany Winnie. All right.
Yeah. Winning.
There you go. All right. So thank you guys tonight. It's been a great time. Gina, if you could please take us out gracefully. Thank you all for
That was
joining
great.
in.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure.
Having me.
Everyone, have a great night. We love you guys, and we'll see you next episode at Harvard Lit. Da 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 da.
Come on!